How's everybody doing tonight? Man, it's a great day. I'm Tyler Jackson, and I'm a project facilitator with Maine Inside Out.
I'm Aiden. I'm also a project facilitator with Maine Inside Out.
And we're proud to present this amazing play that these kids have worked so hard to put together, from Lewiston Middle School all the way to Next Steps.
Yeah, this project took a span of about 12 weeks. These folks came together, shared stories, created sculptures, created scenes, and brought it together all to make one big play, which is called Invisible.
See me for who I am.
Invisible. Invisible. Invisible.
Invisible. Invisible. Invisible. 1, 2, 3. See me for who I am. I need the bathroom real quick, guys. Yo, teach. You need the bathroom? No.
Can I use the bathroom?
Sure. What? Yo, teach. How you gonna let me use the bathroom but not me?
Because you people are always asking to use the bathroom while I'm teaching.
When this happened, I lost trust in my teacher. Students should be able to come to school and not be treated differently because of their religion, race, or color. Yo, I think that's a girl right there. You know you have no friends, right?
You're useless.
You're lonely.
Hey, you're no friend.
You're dumb.
Don't go to my friend.
And I'm
I don't bully no one.
I have a recording here.
Why you
Why am I putting
bullying
us in
us?
the first place?
It's your voice.
You really should be bullying people. It can lead to depression and we didn't realize bullying could lead to depression and suicide, and we're not going to bully anymore.
I apologize. It takes time. If you want to say sorry to kids, I usually take like a few lines so when you go up to them, you won't be nervous. And yeah. Yo, what the fuck is bag, right?
You!
You wish on me? You better watch your back, bro. Mom, we just said the N-word to me.
Bro, what did you just say to my friend? This is the type of stuff we see every day in our school. Some kids in our school feel unsafe, but violence is never the answer.
Hey, watch where you're going. Go back to your country. You don't even know where you're from.
Yeah, you! What's going on here?
No, I was just watching, bro.
I don't believe that for a second.
This officer just stereotyped me as a criminal, and I feel mad.
I was stereotyped as a nerd and I felt annoyed.
I stereotyped as a midget and I felt angry.
I was stereotyped as a bad kid and I felt mad.
I was stereotyped as dumb and now I'm confused.
I was stereotyped as a distraction, but I'm scared.
We need to stop stereotyping and the school needs change.
The school needs to see beyond my skin.
The school needs people who listen.
The school needs people to see us for who we are. The school needs to hear our voices.
The school needs to come together.
No, I just really appreciate you guys sharing the perspective of how each of you felt in in the situations that you acted out.
You guys know me well enough to know that I'm going to make a comment, right? So I really appreciated how you took the time to reflect that even though maybe these things didn't happen to you specifically, that you took the time to think about how others feel. But my question, and maybe it's not time for question, it's time for feedback, but my question would be, from last year's plays that you did to this year's plays that you did, what has been your reflection of this experience and how you feel about your school?
Do you guys want to answer that now? Or?
You can think about it.
Well, first of all, I want to say very amazing job. Really loved the performance. My question, I have a couple of questions, but one would be, it seems like in many of the instances that you kind of like shared, you weren't invisible, but yet you named the play Invisible. And so I guess I wonder, where did the name come from? And, why did you decide that as a name?
We came with the name Invisible because some of our friends were like, they joined Maine Inside Out because they needed our help. They said like some of them were being invisible but not being seen or heard. So they kept raising their hand and people like ignored them and everything. So we helped them and then we came with like a scene or our play so that our name could be invisible for seeing who I am.
I just want to say you guys have really evolved the play, even from just like, I guess it was a couple weeks ago, I got to see a little bit of the beginning of it, and to see like kind of the way you guys brought it to close. It's just incredible. It shows like a lot of consideration. It shows a lot of collaboration. And I guess there were a few things that stood out to me, and one is that you guys went from a place where you were talking about what you individually needed and what you guys had experienced, and then the last statement was the school needs to come together. So it seemed like there was kind of a recognition that the only way to heal this would be collectively, and that closed out really powerfully. So I just want to say that that was such an amazing exclamation point to put on it. And I guess the other thing that I've noticed is, there's a lot of types of, the work that we do in Maine Inside Out is theater of the oppressed, but we think of oppression in certain ways. And what I've seen through this work here in this school is that oppression takes many forms. It's not just about being disciplined. It can be about being bullied. It can be about being, I love it when y'all say, I've been, stereotyped as a nerd, and those types of things, and recognizing that there's healing that needs to happen there. So I guess it's a lot of comments, but I guess if there's a question, it's how do you guys come together in different ways of feeling like you don't belong and find a way to find that collaborative energy to make something together? So if you all want to comment on that, I'd love to hear your reflections.
Yeah. So he asked, like, what did it take for you guys to come together as collectively from different backgrounds to create this?
We all have stories that were different. Some of these scenes happened in our past life. Some of these scenes happened in our life. So like we gather up and then like we made all these scenes and then Noah came up with the idea. How about like he said these scenes that happened to you guys in your life, maybe we should come together and make it as a group.
First of all, you guys did an amazing job. Second of all, I wanted to say that to Mohammed, you said you've been stereotyped for being a bad kid before. And I just want to tell you that from working with you this year and seeing you for most of the day, every day, that you are not a bad kid. And I'm so proud of you for what I've seen today.
I kind of just want to echo what Mr. Julie said. Mohammed, you're my crew. I see you every day. I know you're not a bad kid, man. I know sometimes it comes off that way, but you know we all care about you so much. Hopefully, I love seeing you up here doing this. It's so cool. You guys are so awesome. This was like so fun. It's really cool to see you guys do this stuff. To be able to do this at this age speaks volumes about what you're going to do in the future. It's so awesome.
Right hand in the back.
Hi guys. I don't know you. You don't know me. I'm from Auburn, so I've never met you before, but I'm really impressed by everything that you not only did and how you worked together, but also what you said. You know, the topic or the name of your play is Invisible, and unfortunately, it is true that so many of us don't see people, and we do regard people through an invisible lens. It's true. And what you are doing is that you're taking the invisible and making it visible by putting words to it and by saying it out loud. And that's what a lot of us need to hear. We need to hear your voices. We need to hear what you have to say, because if you don't say it, then too many people are just not going to pay attention and listen. So I want to thank you for being brave and courageous in speaking your truths.
Pam, I'd love to come back to your question if you wanted to ask it again.
Yeah, so my question was, from your performances last year to your performances this year, how do you feel like you've grown, or how do you feel your opinions of your school have changed or altered or are different than how you felt last year in your performances?
Last year, there was like too much fights in the school, like people felt unsafe and stuff. But this year there's not as much fight, and that last year I was nervous to speak in front of everyone. Now I'm just
When I joined Maine Inside Out, before I joined Maine Inside Out, I was a bad kid. I wasn't nervous to talk in front of the audience. But my friends, my family helped me support. They supported me by saying you can do this, don't be afraid of anything. So now I'm standing in front of a lot of people and I'm not scared.
I already said it, that it helped me become a bit more outgoing.
I guess this year was different from last year because it was much more easier for us to put our brains together. Last year we didn't know each other that well and it was uncomfortable, and especially going on stage since we've never done it before. Since we've done it last year, now we've gotten more accustomed to talking out. I guess we really did grow.
Last year I did not know none of these people. They were not my friends. The only person I knew because I grew up with them, I knew him since first grade. And then when I joined Maine Inside, I had to build connections with other people so I can be friends with them and make new friends, and I can help them by any chance that they need help.
I have a question. How are you guys able to share your feelings in front of everyone here? And how are you guys able to share your feelings in front of everyone here? Because I know there's people that are uncomfortable sharing their feelings in front of a lot of people.
Like I said,
he said, because everybody needs to hear. So he said, how did you guys get over the talking about your feelings in front of a lot of people? Correct?
by Aiden and them, we play games, we talk to each other, we talk about our feelings, how was our day and stuff. That's why.
We talked about our life back then and now, and some people had amazing genes, special genes for a fact, and then some of them were scared to announce them, so for Maine Inside Out, we are like caring and helping. So of course we said share your dreams to everyone, and they might even be surprised, and don't cover yourself, and then like show yourself, so you won't be scared anymore as you grow up older.
For me, it definitely helps that I've done it before, like last year. And another way to think about it is that the audience does not change between when you are rehearsing and when you are actually performing it. It's just, think of it as an empty road trip.
Can I ask, some of you guys mentioned last year, a big difference between last school year and this school year in terms of some of the violence or particular fights. And I was wondering from your perspective, what you thought were some of the differences. I don't know, is it like policies or rules, is it people? What do you think is a big difference from last year to this school year?
A big difference is like the phones. Like people last year, people were using the phones like to set up fights and stuff. Now this year, you can't like take your phone out, or a teacher takes it from you. And there was like a lot of fights last year, but this year it's like it's just chill and calm.
Some people instigated by recording videos, and more people wanted to fight last year, but this year we learned to like respect each other and not get into fights, because fights lead to nothing. But just like, yeah.
Can I follow up? Are most of you guys now in 8th grade this year?
Yeah, we're all in 8th grade.
You're all in 8th grade. So obviously, as you know, the cell phone policy is going to be different for you guys next year when you get to the high school. What are your thoughts on the cell phone policy in particular? You decided that. Do you think that the policy at the middle school or for the rest of the school district should be mirrored at the high school?
Yeah, because like the phone, you're texting and like where to meet up a fight and stuff. So I think so it's good that like you can't use your phone in school.
Yeah.
That there's not gonna be that much fights anymore.
Also, so that people can't instigate online.
So people don't record and get into more fights.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much for sharing and performing. It was really incredible. I'm curious, it's so clear that you all have built strong relationships together and figured out how to collaborate amongst yourselves. I'd love to hear from a couple of you, how has this impacted how you interact with your other peers and ensure that are not here on the stage right now, and make sure that they do not feel invisible as well?
Transfer to like your peers, like making friends with So she's like, what have you like transferred from what you've learned with us to like communicating with your peers that are outside of the group?
Like, what? Like I tell my friends like don't fight. Fighting leads to nothing and stuff. Like those kids do good in school, get your grades up.
I guess it was much more easier to talk with my friends about like certain things that I usually wouldn't talk about with them, or like if I had a certain opinion that I think would make them mad or something. Now it's much more easier to voice them because I saw like the entire I saw 3 teams on here and I had to do an entire play in front of them. So it was much more easier.
I think it was easier to talk. I think it was easier to talk to other people after that.
Like back then, some of my friends did not listen to me by saying like, yo, do not fight. They didn't listen to me, but this year was easier because I had a bigger voice and I wasn't scared, and I was trying to convince them so hard to not do any bad things, to not skip, to not use phones while the teacher is teaching. But now like all of them are like, they understand me. So some of my friends that I knew does not fight anymore and does not use like phones while getting teached. And yeah.
Thanks. Thanks, y'all. Any other reflections or questions? Yeah, back there.
I told the other group the other day that they were amazing, and I have to say the same thing for the 6 of you. I applaud you for your courage to stand up there and say those things. And I heard you say, my voice matters, your voice matters. So I challenge you to make that happen. And I want to work with you to make it happen. So I'll see you out.
One more round of applause, please.
Thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for watching the play, for your reflections and your questions. We're going to have more conversation if you want to stay around. We'll have some food out in the lobby. So eat some food with us, have some more casual conversation. And
I just want to
go
say,
ahead.
these teachers that came today, I'll announce their names. Of course, Mr. Joy, thank you so much for coming. Ms. Butler, thank you also for coming. And the most important, Ms. Dowdy.
Good job.
Let's go! One more. Go ahead, Mark.
I would just like to say, because I haven't gotten to yet, yes.
Yes!